you for being patient while we were waiting for people to come on this evening. For those of you that are new this evening, my name is Louise Marks. I've been in the industry of network marketing for around 13 years. I built a business that was turning over around 4 million a year, and that was simply using Facebook, free strategies. The circle that I was surrounded by, I didn't realise how negative people are. So when I came into the industry of network marketing, my mum was like, that's not going to work, get yourself a proper job. Friends and family come from a place of concern. So I thought, right, I'll show you. And did I definitely showed my mother, but I built on social media, and that's the way that's what I'm going to be teaching you, and I have been over the last few weeks. So this evening I'm going to talk to you about dangling that carrot, creating curiosity around what it is that you are doing. So the goal is, when it comes to social media, that's it, thank you. The goal is when it comes to social media marketing, you need to do it in such a way that forces those who are interested in what you have to reach out. I mean, who wouldn't like the opportunity of you not having to message people, but people having to come to you? And that's the way that you need to build when using social media. Curiosity keeps them coming back. A big mistake that I see many people make is constantly mentioning the multi-level marketing or network marketing company that you're with, putting pictures up of the products, although we don't have products, links to their website. And what happens is it raises resistance and does more harm than good. You want to create, what is it that they're doing? Why are they so excited? I need to find out more. So let me give you an example. So health and wellness industry. So prior to me coming into MyCarClub, I was in the health and wellness industry, and I've seen companies that do promotions, and what business owners, people that are building with them, have a tendency to do is post the pictures of all their products all over their social media with the company name. When you do this, and when you are sharing MyCarClub and you're sharing links, you've lost every ounce of curiosity, and that's not what you want. You want to be in a position where people are coming to you and saying, hey, what is it you're doing? Now, I know Mark is on this evening. He's a king in this, and this is why he is so successful. He creates a lot of curiosity around what it is that he is doing. So, for example, I'll give you a bit of something to think about. So when you watch, I'm a massive horror movie buff. I love movies, any movies I love, particularly scary ones. I like scary films. So I always want to know what films are coming out in 2023. And I know there's quite a few that I am really excited about. So when I always make a point of watching the trailers, and what that does is it gives you just enough information to make you really want to see it. So now, what if you're doing the same preview? You're giving away the ending of the movie. Will you be as keen to see it? I certainly wouldn't. So what you need to be doing is thinking about, when you are sharing what it is that we have, you're only giving snippets of information because you don't want to give too much away. So think about the same concept when it comes to social media. If someone knows what product you're with, you've just given them the ending of the film, basically. So instead of reaching out to you for information, they're just going to reach out to Dr. Google and do their own research. And this is not what you want to happen, and it's definitely not smart or clever marketing. Now, I'll give you an example. I have a lady that I'm in a WhatsApp chat, and she's always messaging me about different opportunities. Tonight she said, hey, I've got this thing, it's with this company, would you be interested? You can earn blah blah blah. So what did I do? Naturally Googled it, and the first things that come up is negative. It was all about, it's a scam, it's this, it's that. So you need to be really, really smart when you are promoting MyCarClub. So what is it you're going to do? The 15-7 rule. If you could only do one post a day, what would be most effective? So I teach something which is the 15-7 rule to bring value and mix things up. All you have to do is show up and share online. So, for example, 10 posts a week that are fun, personal stuff, lifestyle, or bring generic value. 4 posts a week that are curiosity posts, and 1 power post that's a direct promotion of your product or business. I do know that my slides, for those that are saying, hey, there's a lot of information there, can I get hold of the slides? I do believe that these are going to be available in your back office, so that you have got access to these slides. So what is it that you can post? If people want to know what your product or business is, they need to talk to you. You can mention you have a business, but you don't say any more. So here are some ideas. So photos from your company event without logos and branding. So for example, when you're in Dubai, for those of you that were, posting pictures of meeting Rayhan or some of these CEOs, getting recognised on stage, sharing your teammates' success. But what you really, really want to avoid, as I've said previously, don't post links or share that it is MyCarClub, because you have to be in a position where people are coming to you for the information. I've just said, don't reveal the name of your company. You can do it in one-to-one conversations, that's absolutely fine, but you really do not want to post it publicly, because they can just Google it, and you don't want to generate leads. You want to generate leads for yourself, not for Google. Now you're probably thinking, okay, that's fine, but I've already done all of that. What I would recommend that you do, if you've already done it, have another Facebook facelift and take stuff out. Let's say, for example, you've did a post that's got a MyCarClub photo in there. What you can do is you can go in and edit that, and you can upload a new photo, and you can scrub out or put stars or whatever on that new photo. So it doesn't mean that, hey, just because you've done it now, you've been doing it previously, that you can't come back from that, because what you're going to be doing is building a whole new network. But what I would hugely recommend from today is not share that it is MyCarClub, and generate that curiosity. So some ideas for some posts. So gratitude results posts. You want to shout about the people you're working with and your own results or gratitude. So here's a couple. There was a post for Mark. There was a post that I did for Carlos. You've seen that one previously, and that had 401 views on it. So all those people had seen that story. And I'd mentioned it last week. People need to sometimes need to see information 7 to 12 times before they're then ready to take action, reach out. So it has to be consistent, remembering that 15-7 rule. You can't, if you want to really build on social media, it does take time and it does take effort, and it is something you're going to be having to do on a daily basis. On these kinds of posts, you don't put a call to action on there. You just want to share the gratitude and other people's success, because if you do put a call to action on there, hey, reach out to me if you're interested, it just sounds too salesy. You want to be in a position where you are genuinely excited for these people that are having great success. So most of the time, post ideas. If you look through my social media, I will post all sorts of different content, stuff that I'm really passionate about, some funny stuff. This picture down here, I don't know if you can see my arrow. This was one of my dogs that pooped out a Lego head, and it looked like Marge Simpson. So that went down quite well on social media. for those of you, you'll probably, I still look exactly the same. I've just got a dodgy perm in there. I said share, let's see pictures of you when you were younger, and people would share their pictures there. Some funny memes. And I also, because I've already shared with you guys that I'm really passionate about Christmas, I've done a whole host of Christmas stuff, including writing Christmas blogs and the Christmas card exchange and all of that sort of stuff. So people get a bit of an insight into who I am, and that's what you need to be doing. Of course, don't skip important milestones. If you get pregnant, engaged, married, dog, house, you want to take people on that journey with you. And I will have people that have been following me for 13 years. And interestingly, I will go out and about, and people will come up and say, oh, how's things? Have been following you on social media for so long. How's Dolly? Because Dolly's one of my children. People will go on a journey with you. So it cannot just be business. People want to enjoy seeing what it is that you post. So yes, of course, you're going to be sharing stuff about MyCarClub without naming them, but also share a bit of who you are, because people buy from people. I am great at building relationships, and I'm not afraid to say that, because I genuinely love meeting people and building a connection with somebody, and that's exactly what you need to be doing. So conversation starters, I did talk briefly about this last week. I know my friend Phil Collins, I can't remember any Genesis songs, I won't burst into song, has been doing this, and I had a bit of a nose before I came on tonight on his social media. And he's been asking a lot of questions and getting some great responses. And what he has been doing is having a conversation on that thread that he has posted. So when you look at his profile, the amount of comments is high. So when somebody is coming to your social media for the first time, they can see, hey, this person's got a lot of engagement on his profile. Maybe he's somebody you want to follow. I get tons and tons of friend requests. I think I've got 300 or 400 still sitting in my Facebook, because they will look at my social media and they'll see that I get good engagement, and they'll see that I'm a networker, so they want to connect. So I want you to take out of your head, hey, I've made these mistakes. How am I going to, take it back? Because I've been posting links and all of that. It's not just about what's happened in the past. It's about, okay, line in the sand, moving on. Tons of people out there. 4.4 billion people, remember, on social media. So asking questions, how many hours do you sleep? How many meals do you eat per day? What's your favourite time of year? I bet everyone will be able to tell me what my favourite time of year is. Christmas, winter time, of course, or fall. For you lovely y'all Americans that are listening in this evening. That was a terrible accent. I'm really sorry. You could inspire people, make people laugh. So, for example, I deleted all my ugly friends yesterday. So if you're reading this, you're beautiful. And share TikTok videos. Now, I am on TikTok. I love it. I've not been talking about MyCarClub on it yet. I've had TikTok for a really long time. And funny story, that's where I met my partner Sam, and she moved down here like 3 hours. Yeah, so I love TikTok because it brought me my future wife, which is amazing. So sharing funny stuff, and you will find funny stuff on my social media. So just share a little bit of who you are as an individual. So mention of your business posts. These could be curiosity posts or sharing content that brings people value. You could provide training about something you're interested in, and then you could mention your brand. So for me, I used to do a ton of lives, and that's something that I do want to bring back, and that's something that I want to be sharing with you guys over the next few weeks, if you feel comfortable doing lives, but that will come. So creating curiosity posts. Now, one of the posts, I'll be honest, I used Mark's, which was brilliant because it was phenomenal, actually, because the slides aren't showing it on there. I'll read what it was. But remember, change it up. It needs to be changed up. Because you don't want to be seeing all, I mean, Facebook, if everyone's using the same words, then Facebook will recognize that post and people won't be able to see it because they'll go, oh, lots of people are posting the same content. So imagine driving your dream car for £27 a month for the UK. No credit check, no deposit, no financing, no insurance, no repair costs. All you do is put petrol in and drive. T's and C's apply. I'll put reply info for details. So that is a call to action. And I'm still going through that because I've had tons and tons of people come out to me and say, hey, what it is that you're doing. There is nothing on there about MyCarClub. There is simple, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's just a simple, this was a picture in Dubai when I was there, the post, no links, nothing. What do people have to do? They have to come to me and ask what it is. So then I can start striking up that conversation with them in Messenger. Then, of course, you can share links, etc., and get that information out. But you never, ever want to be mentioning, like I'm going to be saying it all night, that it is MyCarClub. Okay, so coming next week, we've got Facebook Messenger and handling objections. And I wanted to put it onto you guys, actually, what else that you feel that it is that you need. So let me stop sharing, because I know there's quite a few of you on. Is there any topics in particular that you feel that you guys need help with? And has anyone got any questions? But you're going to speak.
Yeah, I've got one.
Go on then.
Not for me, it's for everybody else that's listening, but obviously we get a lot of people saying, is this one of those pyramid things? I can deal with it, but how would you reply to that?
Yeah, that's coming next week. But okay. Yeah, I would simply say, okay, what's your experience of a pyramid scheme? Tell me what that is. Because in every organisation, that corporate organisation or any business, there is somebody at the top, you know, the CEO, then you've got the management, then you've got supervisors, then you've got the rest of the team. Everything is a pyramid. Yeah. And, you know, we're not here to convince anybody. And if people can't see what it is that we have to offer, I'm not interested. I want people that, you know, have that vision and want to move forward.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Because I've covered over the last few weeks, come and make friends with me, don't be scared. What else do you feel that you would need for building your business on social media? So for those of you that haven't been on all of the trainings, there was the Facebook facelift, cover photo, profile photo, cleaning up your Facebook, the engagement, creating curiosity. Next week I'm going to be talking about how you have conversations in Messenger. What else do you think? Everyone's scared tonight.
Hi, Louise.
Oh, go on. Hi, how are you?
Debbie wanted to ask something.
Okay.
Do you want to unmute?
I've unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thanks. Well, I'm not very active, or wasn't very active. I'm trying to follow you. That wasn't me.
Okay.
So yeah, I wasn't very. I used to be active on Facebook, and then my account got compromised, and I had about 500 friends. And now I'm just kind of building it up again, but I've not been really active on it at all. And some of my posts were a bit controversial, and I think that's why they said it was compromised, to be honest. So I've left that behind at the moment. So, and I'm trying to build up a new Facebook kind of profile, and it's kind of come at the right time, really. But like, I've not got much interaction now. Do you know what I mean with people? But I am trying. But what you've just said about like sharing like events and things, that's what I'm going to start doing, I think, really, to build up the conversations.
Yeah, it is about building a picture of not just obviously about business, but who you are as an individual, and the things that you're passionate about. So you'll quite often see Christmas posts go up on mine. There is one thing that I want to introduce, but I'm speaking to Rayhan about it, is the ATM method in the Facebook group. That is to come, because that's can be really, really powerful. But, you know, building on Facebook does take time. And I'm trying to find, there was a tool that I used when I was in my previous company, if you hadn't got a lot of Facebook friends, where it was almost like an app that goes onto your social media, where, so for example, I don't know, Fraser Brooks is somebody that I know quite well. If you wanted to connect with people that were connected to him so they could see your content, you quite simply click on one of his posts and it will send out friend requests, and you don't go into Facebook jail. So I'm trying to locate what that app was that I used, because that was really, really powerful, and that built up your network. But it's really important before you do all of that, that you start to get, you know, your social media great. You're sharing a bit of, you know, who you are, and the fun stuff, but also the vulnerable stuff, you know, because people connect with people that are raw and real. And if you're having a tough time, you know, people do have a tough time. You don't need to go into details, but people go, do you know what? They're genuine. So it is really, really important. It's just going to take some time. We'll get there.
Thank you.
That's all right. I think there was
yes.
Hi.
Yes. My question is, I know a lot of us, we do have Facebook, but everybody is not that tech savvy in terms of creating videos that can, you know, help with reaching people or getting leads. What I want to find out though, if there are persons in the group, in this group, because we are here to help each other, who would be willing to help those persons like myself put something together, a couple of things together, so we can generate leads. I know a lot of things are done for compensation, but is there anybody in this group or anything you could recommend to help those of us who are not that tech savvy to get up and running with the time and happenings of this, so that we can reach a wider audience, even if it is for a little compensation or something? Is there anybody who is willing to?
Well, one thing I'll give you something that I did notice. There is a new there's a new thing that's been launched on Facebook, where when you are in Facebook groups, you're automatically put into a Facebook Messenger chat. And if you look up things like car meetups, I've been added to lots of different communities that are based around cars. And they have business posts where you can post, like on a Friday, for example, you can post about your business. And I'm in a number of group chats where I'm building relationships, and people are in these groups because they're passionate about cars. So it isn't just about what's on your profile. Go and have a look. Just put in the search engine at the top, car meetups, car enthusiasts, even put the word car in. And there'll be tons and tons of groups that you can join. And very much like your Facebook profile, what you would need to do is be an active member in that group. Offer advice, tips, if somebody does a post, engaging on that, because people that are running that group, but also people that are in that group, will start to recognize your name when it comes up. And what will happen is perhaps conversation will start. You'll get engagement on your posts that are in that group, and then, you know, people will then look at your profile, and you've built your profile up. But it doesn't just have to be about cars. Think about stuff that you are passionate about. Now, I could talk to you about Christmas all day long. So I'm in a ton of Christmas groups. I know I've had so many people that have joined my business because I'm passionate about Christmas, and we've got something in common. So maybe do some research on group. It might be dogs, it might be cats, it could be absolutely anything. It could be, I don't know, if you're pregnant and having a baby, mother groups, because there's many mums out there that, you know, want to be able to stay at home. So it's about thinking outside of the box, and that's giving you free leads because you're not having to, generate anything. Okay, I hope that has helped. I think, is it Gwynny? I think you've been very patient, bless you.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Okay, my concern was similar to the other lady that called in just now. I'm not very active on Facebook, so I will have to start from zero.
Yeah, start from zero. And it's, we've all got to start somewhere. The only difference between you and I is time. That's it. It is about taking time. It's not, I'm not saying, everything has to be done on social media, because we're out and about, aren't we? And we can talk to people all the time. I'm just giving you other ways. Because I'm sure, many of you are like me, that you just talk to people. This is just an add-on. I mean, for people that are seasoned networkers that use social media and are tech savvy, you can run with it. But, for those that aren't, just take the time and don't rush, and don't think, because I know there are people that are achieving things really quickly within MyCarClub, but that's a small minority. And it takes time. The average business can take 2 to 3 years to grow, but do you not think it would be worth waiting, building that empire for 2 to 3 years time for your life to look very different? Because in your day job, 65, 70, some 75, retiring. So 2 to 3 years is not bad. So I think sometimes, because we see what other people are achieving, we compare. But you're on a different page to somebody else. So please don't compare. Just say, hey, this is my journey. It's going to take however long it takes, but my goodness, it's going to be worth it. So please don't compare. Just start from day one. I'm just going to implement, and it will continue to grow.
Okay, thank you.
That's all right, no problem.
Can I just say something about that? Obviously, there's people here that've got kids and grandkids. I mean, it could be that you speak to either kids, grandkids, friends, and say, rather than approaching them about the business, you say, look, I'm trying to set up my business, but I'm struggling with the Facebook. Could you help me? They will then ask the questions. You don't sell to them. You say about how this works. And by doing that, they'll probably think, actually, this is a good concept. I want to join. And you'll get them joining. And it's like somebody, when I was in previous networks, and so I said, but I don't drive, so I can't get to the meetings. So I said, well, sign somebody that drives, and they'll drive you to the meetings. So if you can do that with, you've got to know friends and family, or like, what kids are like, they just pick this stuff up and just ask for help. Then you'll gain that. Hopefully you'll gain people joining, and you've got people in your team that are like computer savvy, and they can help you do it.
Ask people for feedback and things. I mean, what I want you to be doing is to be in a position where you are creating curiosity, so people do have to come to you to ask the questions, because then you can start that that conversation. So next week I'm going to talk about the kind of conversations that you have, how you handle those objections, yes, and how to close. So before I end, Gary, you got to stop smiling at me. Love that smile. Anyone else got any?
There were a few things I wanted to say, and a lot of it was covered in some of the other questions. But I will say this is very valuable content for people, and I hope people are listening to this carefully. And we've been posting the previous sessions that you've had, the previous 3, and this one will be posted as well. This is really valuable, even for people who, a lot of people think they know it all, or they have something that, that they think works. This works. Facebook, as much as I dislike a lot of Facebook, using it for business can be it's a gold mine. And yes, the way you're training is perfect. You're teaching people how to mix it up and how to create the engagement. One thing people need to do is be consistent. You've got to do this stuff, a little bit every day. Part of my day involves logging on, engaging with other people, and going from there. You got to do it every day and be consistent, especially to people who may not have a lot of engagement yet. They may not have a lot of activity on there. They'll be surprised after a few weeks how it starts to grow and how it starts to, and it will pay off. And yeah, I look forward to next week because that was one of the questions I was going to ask. How do you deal with the people who are curious? And what's your, because I've been working with that myself, and some things work, some things don't, but this is good. So thank you very much for doing this, and we really appreciate it.
You can keep your camera on, just keep smiling at me, Gary, that's fine. KD, how are you? How's Dallas?
Very hot, Louise, very hot. We've got our AC on, and Gary would probably say that it's hot in the US, depending on where you are, of course. But in Texas, it's either extremely hot or extremely cold. So there's no in between in Dallas. So I got the AC on. But yeah, just as Gary was saying, your training is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And if you implement it, it will really take you places. But I've got two questions. Well, one question. Being like you're a seasoned networker, and many are seasoned networkers, and you put a post on Facebook, and probably one of the first things you said that, well, here they go again. Here's Katie coming up with another one. How do you kind of get over that stance where they've seen you do many different opportunities, some successful, some medium, some probably you failed, So how do you get past that? And then the second question, when you've qualified for your car, is it necessarily easier? Well, probably is, to get more people to come on board. So how do you go past that, as Darren would say, that mountain going over there? And of course, if you've been in several opportunities, how do you say to someone, this is the real deal? Or how do you, when they come back to you, if they do, how do you try to answer that question?
Okay, so I will not take on, mindset is so important. You have to be, you're going to get negativity, you will get it, and you'll get people, but I can't control what people think or what they say. But what I can control is how I feel and how I take that on board. Now, if you are building on social media and you are building in a way that no matter what it is that you're doing, people want to know, and this is why creating curiosity is so important. When I could, I don't know. So, for example, I set up a Christmas shop one year. I set up a Freddie Mercury shop one year. I've done a Pride shop. I've done all sorts. And because I am really, really engaging with my audience, whatever it is that I do, people want to know. And I've done other things, and there will be people that are, well, you've done this, but I'm not interested. I don't want to be working with those people that have that mindset anyway. And also at the same time, you're going to be continuing to build your network. It's something that is completely out of your control. But I genuinely, at the age of 45, do not care what people think anymore. I know that I'm a good person and that I'm building with passion for helping others. And that is the mindset that we have to have, and forget about everyone else. Hope that's helped.
Yes, thanks, Louise. Thank you. Great.
Right. Phil Collins, do you know any Genesis?
I don't know any Genesis. And this is nothing to do with what we're doing tonight. I want to get on just at the end. Is there a chance of having a little chat with you and Ken at the end?
Yeah, I have got another call, but can you message me on WhatsApp?
It'll only take 1 minute.
Okay, sure.
Literally 1 minute at the end.
Right. I've just looked at my phone. We got a hamster and it escaped yesterday, and we've had to cut the back of the sofa out to get the hamster out, and I think my other half has just found it and put it in the cage. He's just sent me a picture, random. Right, my lovely friend, it's nice to see you. It's nice to see that lots of people have got their camera on tonight. It was a lot of fun. So I'll catch up with you guys really, really soon.